There was an ancient tradition many years ago in the Mekong Delta. Man used to go fishing with the otters. Of this, there remains only lost legends. The last man who remembered fishing with the otters disappeared one day without leaving any trace, and those who knew him told us his story. Lam is the only son of Bao. He has never left his father. Bao survived the war and remained faithful to the ancient traditions and to the time when man lived in peace with nature. 2 years ago, he found Loutra. She was caught in a trap set by the fisherman. She was very young, and he saved her. At first, it was just to tend her wounds, and then she stayed, and he kept her. But it cannot last. It is too dangerous for her here. Bao's family were fishermen from father to son. Fishermen with the Otters. It lasted till his youth, and then, of course, everything changed. The Otters disappeared, and Bao became a peasant. His wife died when Lam was just a child, and since then it was their neighbor, Flower of Heaven, who looked after them. Every evening she prepares their meals. Bao raised his child the best way he could. He would have liked him to marry, and Flower of Heaven would have made a good wife. But Lam refuses to grow up. He's only interested in animals.
Uống đi.
Để cơm cho anh bạn.
Dạ, cảm ơn chị bé nha chị bé.
Dạ.
Chị bé ơi, coi chừng đứa con trong bụng nha.
Làm. Đũa rất không bao giờ được.
No, pick up a fallen chopstick. It brings bad luck.
Còn đũa mới. Nhớ không?
Dạ.
The otter is a wild animal. She loves her freedom. To gain her confidence, the fishermen of the past had a secret. It was the taste of cooked fish. The otter gets used to this type of food and returns constantly. No need to put her on a lead. The other advantage is that she does not eat the fish she catches. In these muddy waters, thanks to her sensitive whiskers, Loutra detects the vibrations of the fish, and when she spots one, there's not a fisherman who could match her speed.
Dạ. Xé. Pusa, 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 pusa.
Bao wants to rely on no one. He cultivates his rice, and Loutra provides him with the fish he needs.
Mua món nấu canh chua nấu rồi tiếp. Nghe cũng được. Rau rau rau. Đây. Ta chửi bây giờ.
In the district, everyone takes him for an old fool. But Bao doesn't care what the others think of him.
Nó kỹ lắm.
He never goes out except for his massage once a week, which has lasted for 50 years. It's his medicine, a ritual which he's never failed to follow.
Tớ phê Lam and Loutra.
The otter uses a considerable amount of energy every day to play and to fish. The otter needs to play. It is vital, and if you ignore her, she will seek other playgrounds.
Rồi có thấy sát bên nhà mình nó dám nó ăn ở đâu rồi đâu đó. Để cho. Mình coi lại cho. Đây đây đi đường này coi. Tại sao nuôi mà lại cho anh ta cho nó ăn được không ta?
Xin lỗi.
Tại sao? Dạ, quấn nữa luôn.
Dạ, xin lỗi con gái cá.
Nuôi gì đâu mà để lại ăn tùm lum
dạ, dạ, xin lỗi thôi, cho tôi xin lỗi con gái.
An otter in liberty is in danger, particularly as she's not afraid of man. Today, people don't really fish. They produce their fish in ponds. In consequence, they don't want the presence of the otters. The fishermen poison them, capture them to sell them and trap them for their pelts and their meat. Today, they eat the otters.
Chú ơi, con gái này bán không? Bán gì thế cha? Bán cái đuổi gì? Đi đi!
Loutra is an adult. She can look after herself. If she stays here, they won't let her grow old. One day for sure, she will be captured. She has to return to nature so that she can die a natural death. Like Mitra, the old otter of the family. Bao has never known Mitra, but her fur has an enormous power, which has been handed down from generation to generation.
Phải tìm gì quanh
There's Lam, to whom we have to explain all this. This flower of heaven, and the child she carries, and there's Loutra that we have to take to a place where she can survive with no fears.
Kính nhớ lại thân mẫu.
3 destinies to be guided the best possible way.
Cha con chúng tôi đi ra biển, được bình yên vô sự. Xin
Út à, lại là cha con tao đi xa nha.
Otters have a gift of
không có
nature.
gì cho.
They can delay the birth of their offspring, a power that the women use by protecting their unborn child with the pelts of the
Mẹ tròn con vuông
otters.
ha.
Dạ. Hai đi.
An heritage which will protect Flower of Heaven for her and her husband and for their future child. As for Loutra, one has to find a place where she can reproduce. There are too many people around. Loutra doesn't eat any more cooked fish. She has to content herself by eating what she catches.
Tôi nhảy xuống rồi kìa. Có tôm á hả? Để cái chỗ tôm mình cho chú đi. Đợi vô. Chú gửi tiền tới rồi nha.
Bao has chosen a forest that resembles one of past times. Loutra could be safe here. She will start by marking her territory with her scent, and she will remain within these limits.
Thôi, làm Loutra. 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 Đây nè, nó đây nè, Lam. Loutra. Loutra. Thấy chưa? Tao biết tao nào mày cũng về à. Loutra.
It's not the right place. Perhaps the territory of another otter, or the fear of some sort of danger. Must go further south, away from the humans. Much further away from the humans.
Lâm coi chừng lên anh. Cẩn thận Lâm. Ê! Ê! Kéo xuống dưới anh. Không biết lúc này à. Mà chú mày xả cái gì vậy? Coi chừng Lâm. Ê Lâm. Thôi.
Otters have in common with man the nimbleness of their hands, but the otters are short-sighted, and they use their hands as we would use our eyes, so sensitive that they have the power to feel the world around them.
Còn nước uống không?
Tay, tay.
Ôi, để cho nó tay không? Dạ.
Loutra feels the world around her, but she doesn't always understand it.
Nó bị sao rồi kìa?
Nó chạy lại thôi.
Loutra! Loutra! Ôi, đây nè!
Ôi, ai mà ác như
Loutra has to be taken care of as soon as possible. Bao remembers Mingay, a healer that he knew in his childhood.
Bẻ cái đầu ra, lấy nó mũi ra. Chị Tám ơi.
Hai kêu tôi đó.
Dạ thưa tôi. Dạ thưa chị Tám. Con gái cá rồi tôi nó bị thương chị Tám. Dạ.
Mingay has always retained the secret of the plants, but never unveils her magic powers.
Dạ được. Chị Tám giúp giùm nha. Ô là la. Không nuôi cà thế à?
Natural safe havens don't exist anymore. The humans are everywhere. They have explored all the rivers and all the forests, but none are uninhabited anymore.
Hồi xưa đó có một
Mingay remembers a song about a kingdom, an island lost in the confines of the delta. There where the rivers meet, there where the wind blows and the water swirls, and where men never go. It is called the island of the Otters.
Xưa có ông vua có miền nơi dấu chân lính còn in cái đầm này. Trong suốt đêm vua ngồi thủy hòa, lòng rất mong người thua trận này. Con gái kia trong đêm một mình đứng trên đầm lầy.
Anh ơi, em ơi, cho ba hỏi thăm chứ cái cồn rái ở đâu? Cái cồn rái mà cồn rái cứu vua đó. Cái kia, anh kia. Ở đó hả? Ừ. Cồn rái ở đó. Cảm ơn nha em. Cảm ơn em nhiều.
There where the rivers meet, there where the wind blows, the island of 1,000 flowers and rare fruits. It's the end of the journey.
Lam ơi. Dạ. Đảo kia rồi con. Kia kìa là đó thế. À.
Không chụp nữa rồi. Về rồi.
Loutra will never hear a human voice again. On this island of peace, she could live another 15 years in freedom. On the banks of the river, there are hundreds of cavities where the otters make their burrows. Loutra is sure to find an otter to mate with. Once she has made her choice, she will form a family and could give birth to 3 or 4 baby otters every 6 months. In 15 years, that's an awful lot of otters. Otters have no memory. In 3 days, Loutra will have forgotten everything, and the tradition is lost.
Cảm ơn cô con. Cảm ơn. Ai? Được sao?
Quậy lắm nha mày.
Soon it will even be forgotten that men and otters went fishing together.
Hết mồi.
Nước ta nó gì? Kìa kìa. Đi ơi. Nước ta đi. Đi kìa kìa đi.
Cũng như không.
Mày làm gì?
Thằng quý.
Tao hết nước rồi. Nhưng mà con thấy cá này khô quá. Lụi lị á tao.
Ever since that day, nobody has ever seen Bao, Lam, or Loutra and her mate again. Certain fishermen say that they have heard their voices in the wind at the point of the delta. But who can believe in imaginary voices?
Lắng nghe tiếp chuyện xưa tức là